Here's the door opening in the house. Two individuals are going to the back. Now, I wish I would have pointed this out here, but two individuals go to the back. One dressed in white, and one dressed in darker clothes, and they go to the back of the house, and they disappear into the darkness. We'll see them again later. That sound, I didn't isolate it for you. There's a sound that sounds like, it kind of sounds like when you advance some of those old-fashioned box cameras. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you really have box cameras in fucking 20 decades? Whatever the case may be. If you know any of those great cheap-ass disposable cameras, they have a little ratchet sound that sounds like you're ratcheting forward. And I don't want to go wild with it and say that's what it was, but it sounded like that. That's all I'm saying. It sounded like the best thing it was. It sounded like somebody ratcheting something. I will see if I can back up just to have you hear it. Oh my gosh! Apparently I'm not seeing my. I'm trying to get my fine motor skills so you can hear the ratchet. Yeah, apparently I can't go slow enough for it. So sorry about that. I was trying to and maybe you'll hear it again. I don't know. I'm trying to think where we are in the video. Have the guys come out of the house yet? Go back. Sorry for rewinding too far. Yeah, I think I didn't go far enough back or something. So at this point, we believe Kaylee and Maddie are attempting to call Jack the Cooler still. So that, if that's the case, if it's true that they're alive and trying to call him, then maybe all of this is just bullshit. Maybe we're not hearing screams of murder. Or maybe Kaylee hasn't been taken out yet, or Maddie hasn't been taken out yet. Or maybe somebody else is using their phones, making it look like it's Kaylee and Maddie, but it wasn't Kaylee and Maddie. All those kind of things have to be considered. Just because they say Kaylee and Maddie's phone called somebody doesn't mean Kaylee and Maddie were the ones making the phone call. Keep that in mind. There's still some faint sounds of what sound like screaming from the house behind, but that's maybe something you have to decide if you hear it. And let me posit another scenario for you. If the killers came, if this is a murder, and if panic because people are literally getting killed in the house and she's terrified, why she wouldn't call 911 is the question you have to ask yourself if that was a scenario. So I don't think that's actually the scenario, but it's something you could run through your mind and theorize about in the comments. Now again, Brian Koberger, at this point, we've heard at least 3 good horrific screams, in my opinion. In my opinion, 3 good, terrifying screams. That does not sound like a party. There's no partying going on. It's just screams. And Koberger hasn't even left Pullman yet. He's still in Pullman, heading towards SR 270, which connects Pullman and Moscow, Idaho. So he hasn't even officially left according to this timestamp that I've got recorded, and I'm going to make sure my timestamps are right. I hate to keep them off. But if this is the case, he hasn't left yet. In fact, the first time that we're going to have him seen here will come up later, and I think that's for sure solving. So, again, if all of this stuff is clues of terror, pain, whatever, and things are going on, Koperger's not there. Or at least his phone's not. Or his car, because this isn't his phone anymore. Remember, his phone's already been switched off, basically. His phone's been switched off, basically. This is his car scene. Whether he's driving or not, we don't know. But allegedly, this is his car scene, and he's still in Pullman. And if I listen carefully and if I let my imagination run away from me, it sounds like I hear females in distress in the distance in the background. But maybe my mind is running away with me.
Introducing the Score Bet. For Sunday, Monday, or any day that ends in Y. We're with you every game day with all the promos and player props you need. New players get $100 in bonus bets if you win your first $10 bet. The Score Bet. Download now.
My wife didn't agree with me. All through this video, it sounds like we're hearing sounds from this camera from behind us or further away, but there's also the occasional really loud snap or noise that sounds like it's right underneath the camera. It almost sounds like somebody is out on the porch listening to what's happening to in the house behind us, and they're on the porch. And I swear, when I listen very, very carefully, you would have to listen very, very carefully. You would have to have noise-canceling headphones on. You'd have to turn it up. I think you hear somebody shallow breathing, very shallow, and it's nervous. You can hear this. And the breathing as they listen. That sounds like somebody who's close to the microphone listening, probably from the porch. And if that is what's happening, if people are being murdered next door, you can imagine somebody is terrified and standing up there trying to hear as best they can what's going on in the house behind them. But maybe, again, that's my overactive imagination. And maybe, again, that's why I tell you, I never like to do this shit live with people and say, what do you hear, DA? I don't want to fucking comment. I had to sit and chew on this for a while. And I had to have my wife listen to it. I listened to it. Even though my wife said, you know what, I don't hear it, I was like, fuck it. I hear it. But I had to listen to it a bunch. I'll give you a chance if you have headphones on to listen to it, see if you can hear the shuttle breathing. It is hard to hear, so I'll have to shut that off. And again, I wanted you to hear these long periods of nothing going on because it really punctuates the screams as being not just a party going on. There's no fucking party going on in this neighborhood. I can't tell what that's. I don't know if you saw the light flash. I pointed it out. If you're so focused on the slamming door, we'll have to back that up if you want to see that. Notice how you hear a lot of these loud clicking sounds. Again, like I said, it feels like there's somebody close to the camera here that moves and imperceptibly makes little noises, little clicks that they get picked up on the camera real loud, which is different than what you're hearing in the distance. So that's just part of the reason why I think that isolated breathing. There could be somebody here on the porch. I don't know. Maybe I'm
tired.
jumping in shadows.
You hear me? Do you hear me? Talking to myself.
Now pay attention to this white figure or white clothing, whatever. I later will say that I think this might be later you're going to see this person. So let's stop here for a second. You see this person walk up peeing from Taylor Avenue. Could have been to the Banfield area, could have been to the frat houses. This person walks up wearing kind of white. Later on, you're going to see two individuals from the back of the house appear together, and one's wearing kind of white. And I said, I suspect it's the same person. I rethought it, and I forgot that you see somebody in white come out of the house and go to the back of the house, and I think that's the same person who comes out later on. In fact, I think you see two people come out of the house, go to the back of the house, and then later on you see two people come to the back of the house, back out to the front of the house. What they do, however, is super fucking weird. So pay attention to what they do. But this person arriving, awesome, is suspicious. So let's watch. Now, Jules made a big deal about this when she watched it live, but there's a delay between when he slams the door and when we hear it. So she thought there's some audio manipulation from NPD. I don't know. Just for what it's worth. watch those lights on the front of the house. See how they kind of move away at an angle? That's indicating a car moving, not somebody turning their porch light back off. That's why I said earlier, well, it kind of came on abruptly, gone, so it's a quick on, but now they're moving the car, which means that car's been sitting there for a very long time with its lights on, which I find is super weird. And there's a car leaving right there. That could be the very car that was shining lights on this house the whole time. However, I want to point out the back parking lot where behind the house that I'm talking about where the car could be doesn't have an access there. So they don't have that. If you're in the back parking lot, you can't drive where we just saw that car. That's on a road behind us. I know it's hard to explain. It's hard to imagine even when you're there. But you can't from the back parking lot drive past that house. You'd have to come down here and come out, exit out here on Queen Road and out onto King and out onto Taylor, and then take a left on Taylor and out behind the house to go that way. And I'm sorry, I have to interject humor into a very, very dark situation. Every time I'm talking about Taylor, all I think of is Key and Peele and the sketch. You know, if you want to go to Taylor's, just say you want to go to Taylor's. How about that woman in the windows of her soul would say, bitch? Anyway, sorry, I digress. Every time I hear Taylor, I'm like, on to Taylor. If you wanted to go to Taylor's, just say you want to go to Taylor's. Okay, I have to digress. I'm a freaking, that's why my mind's in the middle of all this subject. I'm thinking Key and Peele. In case you haven't figured it out, this goes to 3:30 in the morning, and I keep stopping to make commentary, so we've got at least half hour left, probably longer, and it's already an hour and a half, so this is going to be a long video. It's